What's up guys, Nick Rapazzi here. So today will be the final day of this install of the battery relocation. I'm going to show you what I did off camera because it was time consuming. I had to take apart half the front quarter panel just to get to the wiring harness, just to move it around. And then we're just going to get everything wired up and put back together. I should be done within the next hour or two, and which is kind of perfect because I want to make it to this Corvette meet down in Weathersfield at 5, and it's 2:30 now. So let me walk you through what I did already. Alright, so this wiring harness right here is the one that I had to pull out. It's the same harness that goes to the headlights, the fog lights, the side markers, and the sensor up here, and runs all the way across. The whole reason I wanted to take this apart is because I wanted to get this wiring harness right here up and out of the way and over to give me that 6 inches of room I was telling you guys about that I needed to get this. So I want the fuse box to sit right up in this corner just like this. So when I go for the turbo kit, I'll have plenty of room and I'll have to worry about anything getting in my way, keeping this fuse box out of the heat. But it was a bitch to get everything out and then put back together. But so the plan of action for this is my negative wire right here for the battery. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the terminal ends that I showed you guys that I had, and I'm going to bolt it right to that, and then I'm going to grab the negative, cut this, put a terminal end on that, and put them both to there. So then the negative's complete, there's nothing crazy going on. And then the same thing with the positive. I have the positive wire here. I'm going to put a terminal end on there so I can bolt it straight to the fuse box, and I'm going to cut this off right here and put a terminal end on there and bolt both of them to there. So then that way all the negatives are wired together, all the positives are wired together. There's nothing that I foresee going wrong, and then it's just a matter of just putting all this paneling back together with the wires behind it. And then right there I got the battery box right there. So far so good. It sucked that it took me almost 3 days to do this, but it's hell when it's busy as hell, and I had to bring my brother to the airport, and I go to work, and when I get out of work I only have a couple hours. So let me get this done. I'll walk you guys through, have the head mount on so you guys can see everything that I'm finishing up with this, but I hope this works. Alright, so let's tackle the negative first. See how much wire I actually need so it stays tucked up out of the way. Cut it right around there. And like I said earlier, I ordered 30 feet of wire, and I still had probably about 4 or 5 feet, but I wanted to have extra just in case. I don't want to run out and then have something short and have to buy a whole nother like 12 feet, 15 feet. So the 30 feet actually worked out pretty well. And then these are the terminal connectors that I ordered. They work fairly decently for crimping down there. When I did the back, there did seem to be a little bit too much wire, so I'm gonna clip some of this out so it fits perfect, because this shit is huge. And so all I do is I bend over the first side as far as I can, and then I just overlap the other side. And squeeze it tight, and see, like the back terminals are tight as hell, so I don't see this ever coming loose or being an issue. And that's tight as hell there, and that ain't going nowhere. They do sell like a terminal crimper for these. It was like 40 bucks. I didn't really see the need for it when these vice grips were perfectly fine. Get a 10 millimeter to remove that. Like always, losing fucking tools. Here we go. And now, since this is just the basic ground that was there anyway, and I'm eliminating it, I'm not going to have this wire bolted up. Everything's going to be straight bolted to there, and it should be good. I'm going to cut this down because it's way too fucking long. I don't need this much. Keep my hands out of the way so I don't cut the shit out of myself. All right, so I'm gonna get this uncut, bolted up. I feel like you guys don't need to watch me do this. Get this all lined up, and then I'll film me recording the positive side too. So, all right, let me check in with you in a bit. All right, guys. So I have everything wired up, everything mounted, all the connectors are on. So here's the negative. How I told you, I put them both together, bolted them straight down. And then I mounted the fuse block in this corner right here. I used this mounting point, and then I used one of the mounting points down where the battery used to be. And I had to kind of modify the cover. I cut the pieces off so it doesn't flip up like it used to. It just comes straight off, just so I can get access to all the fuses and the relays if I need to, because I didn't want to make something and then not be able to get to it if I need to. So, but everything's connected. I am going to hook up the battery terminals. I'm going to place them on, because I want to do a test run to make sure everything's working properly. So let's get this on. So that's on there, that's on there. Lights are coming on, so that's a good sign. So let's get the key, hop in here, and let's see if this bad boy fires up. Neutral. And there you go, guys. Everything's mounted, everything's working. The car is loud as hell. Let me pull up the voltage, see where we're at. So the charging system is at 14.3, 14.4. So it's actually, with the battery located to the back, it's actually charging higher at idle than it normally is. Even though the idle's a little high from the cold start, once it drops down, it'll probably go to 13.5, 13.6. pretty much it. Interior's all in. I'm gonna clean it, make sure this opens, that opens, so I have access to both battery terminals. Everything looks good. Mounted, everything's solid, clean, it starts. All interior pieces are back together. Like I said, guys, it was fairly simple. The hardest part is just ripping apart half the car just to get to everything, but I'm glad I went smooth. So I'm gonna clean this up, and I'll check in with you guys in a couple minutes. Just want to tidy up everything, go over all the bolts, make sure everything's plugged in, make sure I'm not missing anything, because driving all the way to this Corvette meet and then to get stuck would suck. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. All right, guys, so it's all together. I'm gonna go and clean up so we can go to this show. I'll record that, but it'll be a separate video. Everything went well. As you can see, everything inside's put back together, nothing crazy going on. Wires hanging out, hood closes. So if you guys like this upload, please give it a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.